Shalom, shalom. All right, back with another lesson. It's Rival Month at the Atlanta Church. Before I get started, I'd like to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shah, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace, safety to the elect all over the four corners of the earth. Shalom. All right, so this is Isaiah 30 and 1, right? And because the Lord is He's going to destroy the wicked, man. You know, the wicked of his people, you know, and of course, you know, the other nations. But the wicked of Israel, man, because, you know, you have the Spirit of the Lord in righteousness seeking out and reaching out, but you just refuse to accept it, you know. And the Lord you're going to have to pay for that. You're going to have to pay for it, you know. But this is verse 1, it says, "Woe to the rebellious children, said the Lord Yahweh, that take counsel, but not of me, and that cover with their covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin." Right? So, you know, the rebellious children, you know, you rebellious Israelites. Okay? You rebellious Israelites, man. You know, you have that rebellion of Israelites that won't accept the truth, and the ones that know the truth. Also, you have some that's rebelling against teaching the correct doctrine, man. You know, they don't want to. They rebel against teaching the correct breakdown of the seal, man, or the mark of the beast. You know, and that's something that is major. Okay. So why not teach something that is major prophecy the correct way? It says that take counsel, but not of me. They take counsel, but not of the Lord, not of Yahweh by Shema Shai. The best counsel you can get of Yahweh by Shema Shai, the scriptures are right here, man. This blueprint of the scriptures are for us. Everything that we need to know is right here, you know. That's why, yeah, we'll read certain things out of other books, but we don't need nothing else, man. We have enough right here in these scriptures to guide and lead us with everything, with life, okay? How to move, how to carry yourself, right and wrong. The Lord gave us laws so that we would do right by his laws. There's no such thing as self-will, man. You have to be up under the will of Yahweh by Shema Shai. Because the scriptures tell us what? That there's a way that seemeth right unto a man, but the end thereof is the ways of death. Yeah, it may seem right to you, but if the Lord ain't with that, man, and he ain't told you to move, you're going against it. See that? And you may thinking you know, doing something right or good, but not. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So, so I had to pause it. So, so back in Isaiah 30 and verse 2, Isaiah 30 verse 2, it says, "That walk to go down into Egypt and have not asked at my mouth to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh and to trust in the shadow of Egypt." So everything that we do as a culture, you know, being an Israelite, is that we go before Yahweh by Shema Shai, and we get permission. You know, like when it's matters of war, we always sent up prayers. You know, asking the Lord, should we go to war? Or, you know, and the Lord say, you know, go and I give them into thine hand. You know, when you go and read the different accounts in Joshua and throughout, you know, we had we went to the Lord, you know. That's something that we did, you know, because we always want to make sure that it's right with Yahweh by Shema Shai. You see, that's our power. That's who we go to. That's who we look to get counsel from. That's who we look, you know, and the Lord speaks through other men. So when you go through, because I mentioned getting counsel, which is in verse 1, when we go through the get counsel, the Lord speak through our brothers, right? So I'm going to go to my brother, ask my brother then, what you think, you know? Think, just to have a second opinion, or or because you just want to be right in the eyes of Yahweh Shema Shai. You don't want to just do things and then it's not, of Yahweh Shema Shai, because you could end up destroying yourself like that. One simple mistake, you could destroy yourself. Just like with the covenant, when there was the ark, and it was and he tried to catch it. Yeah, it was falling. Yeah, but you gotta, you can't. The Lord had to destroy it because you got to be of the tribe of Levi. But let me keep going. It says to strengthen. Yeah. So we looked at strengthen ourselves in Yahweh Shema, not Esau, and we can refer this to this modern day Egypt. Trusting in what America's military and government and the laws that they've passed, that this and that. You want to trust in that and believe? No, we're not. You don't want to do that. Now you have to abide because we're here in this captivity. But it's certain things that you just, it's just like, okay, eating pork, right? No, you don't have to eat pork. This kingdom serve unlawful food and lawful foods. You don't have to go choose that unlawful food that gets something to eat. So let me keep going. It says, therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame. See that? And by you putting your trust in this kingdom, guess what? That's going to become your shame. It says, and the trust in the shadow of Egypt, your confusion. And that goes to show what? Egypt is full of confusion. It's full of confusion here. Okay? Yahweh Shema Shai is simple, man. It's simple and easy. And this kingdom here, America, Babylon, this modern day Egypt, is it's just confusion, man. Verse 4. Yeah. Yeah, what's up? Yeah, the pipe, and then any little debris. When Mario was working up there, there's some debris up there by that shower up there, all that rotten wood and stuff. And then he gonna spray the thing. When he spray, you ain't gonna be able to go in there. Gotta let that dry down for a minute. Yeah, get that first before he spray it. Yeah, Salakia. So verse 4, we keep going. Salakia's a lot of construction going on. Just trying to get some work in. But it says for verse 4, it says for his princes were at Zion, and his ambassadors came to Hanes. Right? It says they were all ashamed of the people that could not profit them. But it says, nor be an help nor profit, but a shame and also a reproach. Let me see. I'm going to jump down because I want to hit the point and end it. I'm jump down to verse 9. It says that this is a rebellious people, lying children that will not hear the law of the Lord. They're rebellious, right? So by them being rebellious and not wanting to hear the law of Yahweh Shema Shai, guess what? The Lord is going to destroy them for that. Point blank simple. That's why the Lord gave us, he said what? The 1/3 will make it and the 2/3 will not. The 2/3 of, we talking about Israelites now. The 2/3 is just not going to make it, man. It's only that 1/3. That 1/3 of the pie is the elect, man. It said, what say to the seers? This is what they say. It says, see not, and to the prophets, prophesy not unto us right things. Speak unto us smooth things, prophesy deceits. Why would you want that? You have to be wicked. You don't want to do right then. You do not want to do right if you want somebody to prophesy deceit to you. If you don't want somebody to prophesy the truth and the right things to you, you don't even want to hear this word. You don't even want to hear what because of your thoughts and your position. You ain't letting the Lord deal with you then. Oh, well, this is the book of such and that, this and that. You don't believe in the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shai. See? You want to believe, have your own thought. Well, why would this? Well, you got to get into it and understand why things happen and why we live in the way we are, why we are the people, why we had to go through these curses. You got to understand that. what we did wrong, and then understand and take ownership of your wrong, man. But you got to get into it in order to see it. But you people don't want to put the time in to get into it to see where we went wrong at. And then the Lord come back and tell her, like, listen, I'm going to fucking give, I'm excuse me for curse, but I'm going to give y'all the greatest reward ever. I'm going to give y'all the kingdom, man. Y'all just going through this for a period of time. But you have to get into it, though. Your spirit have to be willing to understand. Nah, you know what? I done heard what people said in the past. I want to know for myself. Let me dig deep for myself. I know it's men out here that teach this, that study this Bible and understand what's going on and have happened. Let me go to them then. That's why you got to go to the men that's teaching this thing the correct way. But they will be destroyed. The 2/3, they will not get it, man. So guess what? We only seeking after who? The elect of the Lord's chosen. You know? Yeah. So verse 11, and a couple more verses, and then I'm in. It says, "Get ye out of the way, turn us aside out of the path, cause the Holy One of Israel to cease from before us." See? So don't nobody, if they don't want it, man. Yeah, well, we're moving right along then. Hey, we're not finna waste our time, and the Lord is definitely not gonna waste his time on you. It says, "Wherefore thus said the Holy One of Israel, because ye despise this word and trust in oppression and perverseness and stay thereon." Trust in oppression. Why would you trust in oppression? But you gonna have them 2/3 niggas the same, just like you did when we was when the Lord was freeing us from Pharaoh, and they wanted to go back. They had, they were like, we was living good, man. But we had all kind of seasonings. Shit was tasting good. Now you got us out here. Moses and I, we don't want to do. We don't want. You gonna have 2/3 niggas. So guess what? The Lord said, I'm gonna do away with them this time. Not do away with them, but they ain't gonna make it on the chariot, and they're gonna have to come back through the righteous seed, which are righteous. Like you got a parent that is a righteous. He gonna teach his child the righteous way. That's it, and that's what's gonna happen in the kingdom. The 2/3 will come back through the elect to get retrained and reprogrammed through the Spirit, and then they'll only know righteousness. It says, "Therefore, this iniquity shall be to you as a breach ready to fall, swelling out in a high wall, whose breaking coming suddenly at an instant." Right? If that wall ain't, but you got all this pressure. It's quadrupled the amount of pressure that this wall can hold. Man, it's only a given amount of time before this wall gonna collapse, man. So that's the comparison. But yeah, that was main. But yeah, I just pray that this was edifying, and I'd like to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh Shem Shai. So once again, Shalom.